Okay, so let's start with chapter 2, law of contract. Okay, so in regards to law of contract, okay, uh, let's revise about the elements of contract. Okay, elements of contract. Okay, we have 7. Okay, we have offer, acceptance, intention to create legal relations, consideration, capacity, certainty, and free consent. Okay, so all these elements, okay, you guys need to focus, okay, because this will decide on the validity of the contract. Ini akan menentukan kesahihan ataupun akan menentukan sama ada kontrak itu sah ataupun tidak. This will decide whether the contract is valid or not, whether there is a contract. Okay, so usually question that will come with elements of contract is this advice whether the contract is valid, or advice whether there is a contract. Okay, or whether advice whether the contract can be avoided, for example. Okay, so there is type of question that usually drafted in regard to elements of contract. Okay, so you guys need to remember all the sections, all the cases, okay, in regards to the elements of contract. Okay, so remember lah all these 7 elements. Okay, so in regard to validity of contract, sorry, in regard to whether there is a contract, okay, whether the contract is existed or not, you guys first need to explain about offer and acceptance. Kalau nak menentukan ada ke tidak kontrak, yang pertamanya, the first thing that you guys need to explain is offer and acceptance. Okay, this is when the question asks whether there is a contract. Okay, because in order to create a contract, you must have offer, you must have acceptance. Okay, alright. And then in regards to the validity of contract, okay, then you need to discuss about intention to create legal relations. Okay, remember we have two presumption, business presumption and domestic presumption. And then we have consideration and the exception to the consideration. Consideration is a must, but okay, with there are situations where consideration is the consideration is need not to be there. Okay, and then we have capacity, the age, okay, the state of mind, and the law. Okay, for example, bankruptcy. And then certainty, the agreement must be certain. And then we have free consent. Now, berapa banyak, how many factor that can affect free consent? Berapa benda yang boleh kacau free consent? Anyone? Berapa banyak benda yang boleh kacau free consent? How many things that can affect free consent? Anyone? Berapa perkara yang boleh kacau free consent? How many things that can affect free consent?
5, sir.
5. Okay, what are the 5? Apa yang 5 tu?
Yang misrep semua tu kan, sir?
Yes, bacakan.
Mistake, misrepresentation.
Okay. Lagi? Mistake, misrepresentation.
Undue influence.
Under influence,
Fraud,
fraud. Last one is
coercion.
coercion. Okay, good. Thank you, Izati. Okay, so that is the things that can affect free consent. Okay, so the effect of coercion, coercion, misrepresentation, fraud, okay, and under influence is that the contract will be voidable. As for mistake, there are three separation of mistake. We have mutual mistake where it can cause the contract can be void. It can cause the contract to be void. Okay, in regard to unilateral mistake and mistake as to law, the contract will still be valid. Okay, so you guys need to remember that. Now we move on to chapter 3. Okay, so now we are topic 3 or chapter 3 in regard to sale of goods. Okay, so you guys need to read all of this lah. Okay, but let's revise on Nemo. Sorry, yes, on Nemo that rule. Where's the Nemo that rule? Okay, so Nemo that rule under section 27. Okay, Nemo that rule is where the goods, sorry, where goods are sold by a person who is not the owner and who does not sell them under authority or with the consent of the owner, the buyer acquires no better title to the goods than the seller had. Okay, so in regards to Nemo that rule, meaning that no one can give what he has not got, meaning that the person who has no authority or the person who is not the owner cannot sell the things that belong to others without his permission. Kita tak boleh jual, we cannot sell someone else's goods. Okay, unless we have his permission. Okay, so that is section 27 because if we do not have the authority or permission of the owners, meaning that we do not have right, okay, to transfer the ownership. And when we do not have right to transfer the ownership, the buyer will not get the ownership. Okay, the ownership will not be transferred to the buyer. Okay, that is the general rule under Nemo that rule. But we have exceptions. There are several exceptions where we have estoppel, okay, sale by mercantile agent, estoppel sale by mercantile agent,
Saya kenapa senyap?
Okay, sorry. Okay. Alright, so in regards to uh, in regards to the exceptions, you guys need to explain the section and also the cases. Okay, last like usual lah. Okay, and then we have remedies for the breach of contract. The breach of contract can happen to the seller and also buyer. For example, the seller has delivered the good but it is unpaid. Okay, or the buyer has paid for the good but the goods is not being delivered by the seller. So in regard to the rights of unpaid seller, they have unpaid seller can take action on lien, okay, stoppage in transit and also resale. But as for buyer, okay, where the buyer can take action for non-delivery, they can take action under section 57, okay, where the buyer may sue the seller for the damages for non-delivery. Section 58, okay, so this is regard to specific performance, okay, and then we have Consumer Protection Act, okay, where the consumer is protected under Consumer Protection Act and can sue under Tribunal for Consumer Claims Malaysia. Okay, so that is for sale of goods. Now, in regard to the law of agency, now, so law of agency, the most important thing is when the agency will be created. Okay, so you guys need to focus more on creation of agency, where we have five. Okay, we have five creation of agency, where the first one is creation by express appointment. Okay, where the appointment was done under section 140, it is by verbally or in writing. The second one is by implied appointment. Okay, by implied appointment, where it is inferred, where the creation of agency is inferred from circumstances of the case and also ordinary course of dealing. Okay, that's the first one. For example, A, words or conduct holds out another person. Second, relationship between husband and wife. So, but impliedly, husband is the principal and wife is the agent, meaning in regard to credit. So, meaning the wife can make a debt. Sorry, please wait. Okay, so where the wife can create a debt and the the husband shall pay for that debt lah. Okay, meaning the wife can use her husband's money, okay, to pay something. But there are section, okay, where the husband can rebut this implied authority. So you guys need to read this lah, okay, memorize this. And the third one impliedly is the relationship between partners. And then we have creation of agency by ratification, where before the creation of agency by ratification to arise, there must be two situations. Okay, one of two situations must exist where the agent must duly appointed, sorry, agent who has been duly appointed has exceeded his authority, or a person who has no authority to act for the principal has acted as if he has the authority. So when this happen, when one of these two situations happen, the principal can either reject the contract. So reject the contract meaning the agent need to bear the contract personally. But when the principal accepted the contract, okay, then there this is where the agency by ratification is created. But there are some conditions need to be fulfilled, so you guys need to read all of this lah. Okay, now then we have agency by estoppel. Okay, so you guys need to read agency by estoppel. Okay, and then after that we have the duties of agent and principal, and also please focus on termination of on agency too. Okay, so where we have termination, we have two ways: by the act of parties and by operation of law. So by the act of parties, we have mutual consent and unilateral revocation. Okay, and then we have some conditions. Okay, the power of principal to revoke is limited in several circumstances. Okay, principal can revoke the agency but subject to some circumstances where it is provided under section 155. The agent has an interest in the subject matter. Section 157, where the authority has been partly exercised. Section 161, where the notice will only effective when it comes to the knowledge of the agent and third party. Okay, and then we have several situations under termination by operation of law, which you guys need to memorize. Okay, all right. So far, do you guys understand? You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have uh chapter 5 in regards to high purchase. Okay, now sweet. Okay, so in regards to higher purchase, it is important for you to remember the formation and contents, because high purchase is the only type of contract where we have the formalities. Okay, high purchase hanya the only one, hanya the hanya high purchase saja yang ada formalities. Only higher purchase agreement have formalities. For example, okay, they must be pre-contractual written agreement, and then we must, when the written agreement is there, the written agreement, okay, section 4A requires a high purchase agreement to be in writing. Okay, if it is in writing, it must be clear and legible. If it is printed, it must be more than 10 point times font, and then there must be signatures of the parties. Okay, and then we also look at the contents. Okay, contents and the date, number of installment. Okay, and failure to comply, the hire purchase agreement is void. And then the service. Okay, this is also in the formalities. The deposit, 10% of the cash price. Okay, so all of this you guys need to remember. Okay, because if one of these formalities is not being fulfilled by the owner or by the dealer, the agreement, the hire purchase agreement will be void. Okay, okay. Now, then we look at also what will happen if the contract, if the goods purchased under hire purchase agreement is not uh, is not being paid for 2 months, for 2 months consecutively. Okay, so in regard to the repossession, okay, so some we have some uh, we have some conditions that need to you guys need to remember. So please read about this, okay, and make sure you state the sections, okay, the the act, and also is, if for example the schedule is for schedule, so you guys need to state the schedule is under for schedule of HPA 1967. Okay, all right. Now, in regards to bills of sorry negotiable instruments, okay, in regard to negotiable instruments, okay, you guys need to read all of this lah. Okay, all right. So we have negotiable instruments. Okay, we have bills of exchange, and also we have checks. So bill of exchange, they have their own characteristics. Okay, but actually bill of exchange and check is almost the same. Okay, the check here actually, okay, the check here actually, for example, the characteristic is almost the same as bill of exchange punya characteristic. Okay, it must be unconditional order, it must be signed. Okay, it is an order, it is drawn in favor of specific person. Okay, and then in regards to endorsement, okay, endorsement is the crossing. Okay, crossing. Okay, so that is all almost the same lah. Okay, between negotiable instrument and also in regard to bill of exchange and also checks. Okay, type of postings is one type of endorsement. If you look back at the if you look back at okay, for example here, okay, Endorsement. Okay, so for example, this is the endorsement. Okay, it transfers the property ownership in the bill to the transferee or endorsee. So endorsement meaning the name, okay, the cross. Okay, so it is one type of endorsement. Okay, so you guys need to read all of this lah. Okay, and then last but not least, we have chapter 6. Okay, where we have arbitration, we have uh, Mariva injunction, and we have the anthem pillar order, which I will give it to you by today, the recording. Okay. So please focus on arbitration. Okay, in regards to its appointment, in regards to its powers and authority, and so on. Okay, and others, please focus on Mariva injunction. Okay, Mariva injunction before legal action start. Okay, there may be risk that the defendant would dissipate or remove his assets out of jurisdiction. In such a situation, the plaintiff should apply for Mariva injunction. Okay, this is where the plaintiff will ask the court to stop the defendant from removing his asset out of jurisdiction, meaning the defendant will not be allowed to transfer his property outside Malaysia. Okay, this can be done by applying Mariba injunction in court. Okay, but later I will explain later lah explain more in our recording. Okay, alright. So please focus on Mariba injunction and also arbitration in regards to chapter 7. Okay, so far do you guys understand? Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So in regards to your presentation, okay, I have the marks, but put it in. I will put it in the ni lah, in PDF. Okay, in the Excel, and then I convert it to PDF. So far your section, okay, section two, section two. Okay, section two. Most of you guys done have quite well lah. Okay, after I give you marks, I think that you guys have done quite well in your presentation. I can see your effort in research. Okay, I can see your effort when you ask me to check the draft and so on. Okay, and I think that no, I mean in regard to the marks, okay, all group will get the same marks lah. I think it's because the only thing that make the marks will be different among its members is the appearance. Okay, and I think all of you guys have wear your I think your appearance is very professional with when the boys wear the ties, wear the blazers, and the female students have wear a proper attire. Okay, so all of you guys get full marks for appearance. Okay, so the marks will be the same among group members. Okay, now in short lah, saya bagi terus lah ya. Do you want to know the marks now? Guys, nak tahu ke markah sekarang?
Nak, sir, nak.
No.
Okay, alright. So in regards to group 5, group 1, group 2, group 4, okay, group 5, group 1, group 2, and group 4, you guys get 15.5 over 20. Okay, group 5, group 1, group 2, and group 4. As for group 3, okay, the 15.5 yang tadi tu 15.5. In regards to group 3, okay, you guys get 15.1. Okay, you have some reduction in regards to your issue. Okay, group 3. Okay, but still it is 15. And as for group 6, you get the highest mark. That is group 7. You guys get 17 over 20. Okay, this is because the way you present your your presentation is quite confident compared to others, and then the how you explain the application is might is quite more convincing. Okay, that's why you get 17. Okay, 17 for your presentation. But still doesn't mean that all of you guys did not do the group presentation not well, but the group 6 have the better performance compared to other groups. But still markah agak tinggi lah. The marks are quite high for all of you. Okay, again I repeat, group 5, group 1, group 2, and group 4 you guys get 15.5. Okay, in regards to group 3, you guys get 15.1, and group 6 you guys get 17 marks. Okay, any question in regard to the marks?
No,
Semua
sir.
okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, semua okay dengan markah ni?
Okay,
Ada
sir.
yang, ada yang tak
Okay,
berhati?
sir.
Ada yang tak berhati ke? Semua okay kan?
Okay je, sir. Okay je, sir.
Okay, so lepas ni tinggal, lepas after this the thing that is left is your presentation punya markah lah. Okay, you guys ada submit kan dalam apa LMS? Betul?
Okay, sir.
Where can you guys send the hard copy? Can you guys send it next week? Boleh tak?
Boleh, sir.
Okay. You guys tak submit lagi kan the hard copy?
Belum lagi, sir.
Okay. So when you guys have paper next week? Listener ada?
Ada?
Ada,
Okay.
sir.
So all of you guys have paper on Monday next week?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you guys send it to me next week? Monday. After paper
Boleh.
lah. After paper, not before your paper. After paper. You guys paper on Monday morning or afternoon? AM or PM? Your paper. 9 AM or 2 PM?
9 AM until 12 PM.
Okay, so after 12 PM, please submit it to me lah. My room is 3.3. Just hit the bell. Okay, the lecturers will open the door. Then you guys ask my table lah. Okay, can you guys do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please send to me also your presentation slides. Okay, in hard copy. Okay, and have ISO cover page. Okay, all the assignment and the presentation must have ISO cover page, same color. Okay, can you guys do that?
Okay, sir.
All right, any question for law 2043?
Sir,
Yes,
saya nak tanya, markah test bagi bila?
saya dah bagi kan?
Sir tak bagi lagi kat grup kami.
Saya-
Kelas kami.
Saya dah tunjukkan itu. Tak tunjuk
Tak
eh?
ada, sir.
Belum.
Sekejap. Okay, please wait. Please wait. Saya tak mau buat. Kejap. Downwards. Alamak. Sekejap ya. Saya rasa saya dah pakai.
Itu sir bagi dekat section lain, sir.
Oh, sekejap. Saya tak download eh. Please wait sekejap. Campus management system. Saya dah ternamakan saya. Please wait. Coordinators. Maybe do one session. Submit. Session. For Oh, okay, betul-betul saya tak letak lagi. Okay, later I will put your marks in PDF and then I will share it to you, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, alright. Anything else?
No, sir.
Alright, so I think that we are for today. So, for the last, okay, I apologize if I have wrongly act against you. Kalau ada saya buat salah dan sebagainya, saya minta maaf. Okay, I think you guys have done quite well throughout these 14 weeks. Okay, I will pray for you that you guys will done excellently in your finals, not only for my subject and other subject as well. Okay, all right. So thank you guys. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you,
sir.
sir,
Thank you,
for
sir,
Thank you,
teaching
for
sir.
us.
teaching us. Thank you, sir, for
All
teaching
right.
Thank you,
us.
sir. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right.